Good morning, everybody, and this is your DAX setups for today. So the US markets broke out quite aggressively on Friday. DAX kind of followed suit with this green bar as you see going into the close, but I don't think we've really got the momentum that we're seeing in the US market at the moment. So there is a huge opportunity here, and what you're looking for is just to get your structure in. The problem with the DAX is, we've had 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks of this sort of going nowhere structure, and we've also got a crossover of moving averages here, for bearish crossover that is. So on the 8 hour, the only time we're going to be convinced of anything to the upside is going to be a break above 16,800. So right now I've got two other levels in here at 16,684 and 16,624. So this is quite a strong zone of what could be resistance. You can see, look at the tails that are in this area. So that is of very strong significance to what's happening. But there is also another bullish structure here. So you can see how we tested this 150 moving average, and fairly decent engulfing bar on the moving average. Nothing really to the left to right home about, but that was, I wouldn't say a solid signal, but it's hindsight being a perfect science, it is now a solid signal. But if you look at the weekly, because the weekly bar is also pretty important, and have a look at what's been going on. So we've been rejecting this high, and then buyers came in going in December pretty much, and then we had this retest of these two weekly highs here. So that was at 16,351. We now have a pin bar. I'm not too happy with that pin bar, but as I said to you just now, from a technical perspective, longs on the higher time frame should only come into play above 16,810. Just back to the 8 hours, so you can just dumb that down a little bit, and you see there is 16,810. That is the previous swing high here. Okay, so we are busy creating a new swing high above this fractal, and this fractal sits here. The high of that would sit at 16,667, but we'll get down to lower time frames now, and we should pick up some decent structure, to be honest. Now, the other thing here is we've had a bounce of the bottom, strong move up, bit of a flag pullback, and let's just line up with, there's a nice juicy pin bar there, and you can see how we got that inside bar off there. So that's at 16,525. So I think that's the bulk of the levels. Now, strong move up, pullback, and now move. So we should, in theory anyway, be looking for a measured move. So we should be targeting this 16,810 area. Right, so that is the long-term outlook. So don't forget to hit that like button while we get these entry points for today. Okay, first and foremost, on the hour, we had a solid move up on Thursday. Then we had this barbed wire price action back, basically closed back above the 150. Now, pretty decent cup and handle structure here, but this zone between 16,684 and 16,624 is something that I would want to see defended. You can see how we rejected it quite strongly on Friday, and then eventually sort of closed in the area, but after hours, look at what's happened now. So this is all after hours price action, and 60 points is not that much of a big move, but I'll take that with a massive pinch of salt at the moment. I want to see a base built lower down. Now, this is my entry, 16,624. I'm going to add another level in here, so you can come back as far as 16,600, but that's the zone that I'd be looking at for an opportunity to buy into this. Definitely don't want to just jump in up here with after hours price action, so we're looking at something in this area. Just be wary, there are gaps on the close. 16,559, there's a gap, and then above it there's also gaps over here. That's right, pretty much on 16,578. There's another gap, there's another gap. So just bear in mind that there are a whole lot of gaps which you would expect to close. Okay, so let's see what happens. We want to stay above the 150 EMA on the 50 minute, and if we can keep above the 150 EMA, that is pretty much a fairly solid entry for a long. And you can see Friday's mixed price action here. I mean, there's no ways I would have taken this long here. There's no ways I would have taken it with a drop below the 150. The 150 EMA, and then a rejection of this support area. I mean, that's an inside bar rejection off everything. That's a solid setup for a short 51 points, and you would have been stopped out. Anyway, so for me, that's only looking for longs, looking for the pullback onto structure. If we get that pullback, then we're looking for price action, and the price action needs to be inside bars, engulfing bars, or pin bars, and the tails need to be breaking through the structure, not the body, and that would give me the entry for another move to the upside. We're probably looking for another all-time high here, to be honest, but you can see with all these levels that we've got in now, there is a strong area of potential support forming. At the moment it's potential resistance, but it's also barbed wire. Tails the upside, tails the downside, nothing really there. Anyway, that's kind of my setup for today. I hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.